Hey everyone, it's Lexie. In today's video I'm going to be sharing with you the top 5 books that I want to read this winter. So basically these are books, like my goal for 2018 is to tackle my TBR. Like I want to finish the books that have been on my shelf for a long time, so I just want to get to it and read them. So that's my goal, and just kind of reduce it. Like my books, I'm obviously going to get some books for Christmas, I'm pretty sure, because that's usually just the norm with me, but these are books that I want to read over this winter. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. So this one I'm just coupling all together because I've had these books on my shelf for a while and I don't know why I haven't picked them up. But basically they are the only 3 books of Tess Gerritsen that I haven't read. Tess Gerritsen is the author of the Recieve and I series, which is one of my all-time favorite book series. And I've read a lot of her standalones, and these are the only 3 that I haven't read yet. So the first one is Life Support, Bloodstream, and Gravity, and I think these ones will be perfect to read over the winter season because I know they'll be very creepy. They always deal with like a murder mystery, and so yeah, I'm really excited. I don't want to know anything about the premise of any of these. I just know that the main character for Gravity, her name is Dr. Emma Watson, which I thought was funny. But yeah, I'm really excited to pick these ones up. Like I said, I'm tackling my TBR in 2018, and this one will take down a chunk of it, and then I'll have read all of Tess Gerritsen's works, which is like my goal. So yeah, definitely want to get to these books this month. Again, this is a book that I've had on my shelf for a while, and it is Pretty Girls by Karin Slaughter. This one I think would be really creepy to read. I have this massive edition because I was like, when I was looking for this book on Amazon, I saw there was a really cheap paperback edition, and it turns out that it was the large print edition, so you know, I could read this halfway across the room. But yeah, so that's why this book is really massive. But basically the premise of it says it's been more than 20 years since Clara and Lydia last spoke. Clara is the glamorous trophy wife of an Atlanta millionaire. Lydia, a single mother dating ex-con, struggles to make ends meet, but neither have recovered from their disappearance of their sister Julia 2 decades earlier. And the shocking murder of Claire's husband brings the horror and heartbreak of the past roaring back into their lives. As they form a wary truce, the surviving sisters unearth the secrets that destroyed their family all those years ago. I think this one will be really creepy. I think it's like a perfect February read. So yeah, I'm really excited to pick this one up, and I think it'll just be really, really fun. And I've had this on my shelf for far too long, so I need to get to it like right away. Again, this is a book that I've heard mixed things about. Either people really love it or people really hate it, so we'll see how I feel about it. But basically the next one I want to read this season is Uprooted by Naomi Novik. I've heard so many great things about it. It's an adult standalone fantasy, which is very rare, so I really am intrigued to pick this one up. I know a couple people that reviews I really trust. They say they really like this, so I'm really interested to pick this one up. It basically follows, I don't even know actually, but it says this girl lives in the quiet village, and like every couple years or so, like someone has to be, like a girl has to be sent to what is called a dragon who protects their town or so, and one girl gets chosen, or every 10 years one woman must be handed over to serve him without question, and this basically follows the girl who gets chosen. So I think this one will be really dark and twisted, but I'm really interested because I've heard so many great things about this for like a couple years now, and I just never picked it up, and I was like, now's the time to do so. So winter time is like my favorite time of year to read really creepy like murder mysteries or like thrillers. So the next one that I have is The Collector by Nora. Again, this is a book that's been on my shelf for a while, but when I'll just read the premise because I think it's just like a perfect winter read. But it says, when professional house sitter Lilia Emerson witnesses a murder/suicide from her current apartment sitting job, life as you know it takes a dramatic turn. Suddenly the woman with no permanent ties finds herself almost wishing for one. Artist Ashton Archer knows his brother is incapable of violence against himself or others. He recruits Lilia, the only eyewitness, to help him uncover what happened. Chalking up their intense attraction to the heat of the moment, Lilia agrees to help Ash in trying to find out who murdered his brother and why. From the penthouse of Manhattan to grand Italian villas, their investigation draws them into a rarefied circle where priceless antiques are bought, sold, gambled away, and stolen. Where what you possess is who you are, and what and where what you desire becomes a deadly obsession. So I think this one will be really creepy, and I did read her Cousins O'Dyer trilogy 2 years ago, and I really liked it, so I haven't picked up a Nora Roberts book since then. So, and I know my mom and my aunts really like Nora Roberts, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna really like this one. And lastly, this is a book that I think I'm gonna make it the February Tales and Teacups book club pick, and it is Friction by Sandra Brown. I read what is it called? Mean Streak, and then I am blanking on the name, but I'll write it here so you can see, which are really good thrillers. And this one I think will just be really, really interesting. So it says, Crawford Hunt wants his daughter back. Following the death of his wife, Crawford, a Texas Ranger, fell into a downward spiral that left him relegated to desk work and with his 5-year-old daughter, Georgia, in the custody of her grandparents. But Crawford has cleaned up his act, and now the fate of the family lies with Judge Holly Spencer. Ambitious and confident, Holly temporarily occupies the bench of her recently deceased mentor. With an election coming up, she must prove herself worthy of making her judgeship permanent. With every decision is high stakes. Despite Crawford's obvious love for his child and his commitment to being an ideal parent, Holly is worried of his checkered past. When a masked gunman barges into the courtroom during the guardianship hearing, Crawford reacts instinctively, saving Holly for a bullet. But his error suit ties to a taint of recklessness. The cloud over him grows even darker after he uncovers the horrifying truth about the courtroom gunman. Realize that the unknown person behind the shooting remains at large and a threat. So I think this one will be really interesting. And like I said, Mean Streak, like, it kept me on the edge of my toes the whole time, and every chapter ended on a cliffhanger. So I'm really certain that I'm going to really like this book, so I can't wait to pick this up. And let me know if you want me to make this a Tales and Teacups book club pick for February, because I feel like this will be perfect to read when the weather is dreary outside. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below what some of your books that you want to read this winter. And so yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.